What's up, guys? So, we're back here for week 2 of MRC, Rush MRC's fantasy football update. So, as you guys all know, fantasy football started this past week. And we had some things that transpired in the league, and we're going to take a look at that right now. So, we're going to take a look back at week 1 and check out these box scores. Week 1, I took a week 1 dub. Team Boys in my tip beat out Fresh Princes of Hilaire. What a terrible team name. So we had Big Ben put up 22 points. Austin Eckler and Nick Chubb did not have a good week, but that Roethlisberger Juju connection is about to be strong AF this year. T.Y. Hilton did all right. Aiden Hurst all right. Le'Veon got hurt. That's going to be a blow to my team. Pats had 12. And the Will Lutz kicker reliability had 10. As you can see, Dak did okay. Clyde Edwards-Helaire did okay. Joe Mixon, A.J. Brown, terrible. DK Metcalf, Rob Gronkowski, not too good. Sanders was all right. Bears D's not of like the past. And Mason Crosby had a solid 12 points. So yeah, you can look at the benches. He had left Zach Moss on the bench, wouldn't have started him either. Jamison Crowder had 21 points, but he's out this week, so that's not looking too good for me. So yeah, I'm 1-0 on the year. We had a grinded out battle between OBJ and Poor Connection. Had a 1-point win. It was Noah Fant, who had 16.6 against Brandon McManus on the last game of the week. And as you can see, McManus only had 2 points, and Noah Fant had 16.6, which clinched the victory for OBJ's team. As you can see, Wentz did all right, even though they lost. Kamara did decently. Jonathan Taylor is going to be number 1 now. Chris Godwin did all right. I think he might be out now, too. Odell Beckham did all right. Noah Fant did what he needed to do. Devin Singletary was okay. Ravens D was good. Robbie Gould was good. Lamar Jackson beasting it up again with a big 38-6 win. Kenyon Drake was okay. Raheem Mostart, he lost, but he had a week, 23.1. Michael Thomas is hurt, didn't do that well. Allen Robinson's all right. Evan Ingram, Henry Ruggs III is Henry Ruggs III. Saints D was 17 points. They got 23 and had 17 points? I need to know how they got that many points. But yeah, as you can see, and you can see their benches here. Jared Goff didn't do that well. Nothing of note on the benches, really. J.K. Dobbins might be taking that role. So that could be a big pickup for OBJ. Jerry Judy Slayton had 25.2. God damn. Jerry Slayton, get on the board, baby. Jonnu Smith, Kevin Bourne, as you can see, they did all right. But yeah, 1-point win. He eked it out. Double team beat out the Glizzy Gladiators. As you can see, Tom Brady had 20 points in fantasy, even though they took the L. Aaron Jones, 15.6. Jordan Howard did all right. Tyler Lockett with the 13.2. Jarvis, Mark Andrews had 20 points. God damn. Deshaun Jackson. Niners only had 1 point on their defense, which is surprising because they have a really good defense. But yeah, you can see that's a very good-looking team. And then Josh Allen, 28.18. He always puts up points with his rushing TDs. Saquon and James Conner, bros. My man drafted Saquon 2nd overall, and as you can see, he's feeling the effects. Only 9.6. James Conner, 2.7. My man got hurt, dude. Boy, Glizzy, stop picking James Conner, dude. He's ass. Cooper Kupp was apparently not Cooper Kupp this week with only 6. T. Boyd had 5.3. Hunter Henry with a 9.8. Will Fuller did decently. Eagles D, 5 points. And Young Ho Koo. Kenny G will be back for him. Cam Akers, I don't know about him, buddy. Rashad Perryman will go up in the targets. Tony Pollard needs Zeke to be out of there, so that's not going to be good. For this guy. Sony Michel and DeAndre Swift, 9 points. AP looks like he may be taking the role there. CD Lamb is obviously very good, 8.4. Could be a guy who might move up into a starting position. Golden Tate might have been hurt. Hawkinson with 14.1. Rodgers is not washed, ladies and gentlemen. Aaron Rodgers is not washed. He is going to be very good this year. At least he was in the first game against the Minnesota Vikings. And Rex Burkhead is a Patriots running back, so you know how that goes. The commish, the corrupt commissioner, I'll let you know why after that. The corrupt commissioner got absolutely annihilated last week. 99.7 to 132.18. Wasn't even a close matchup, ladies and gentlemen. Wasn't even close. Russell Wilson always doing his thing, 31.78. Dalvin Cook doing his thing, 21.3. Then you had B. Scott, D. Hop with the Cardinals now doing his thing. Calvin Ridley doing his thing. George Kittle doing his thing. Mark Ingram did do his thing. He may be losing touch to J.K. Dobbins. Titan D with Jadeveon Clowney now had only 3 points, and Chris Boswell. As you can see, Matt Ryan was okay. Zeke was okay. And then from there, everything was just okay. Corey Clement, don't know why he'd ever start him. Robert Woods got that fat contract, but 15 points is pretty good, actually. DJ Shark had 10. Kelsey's always going to get about 14, right on his projection mark. Marquise Brown had 12.6. Vikings D had a reliable -9 points. -9 points. That means if you had 100 points, you take away 9. They had -9, and Jake Elliott with 4 points. But as you can see, the bench is here. Naeem Hines, 23.3. He could be a big player with Marlon Mack getting hurt. Chase Edmonds is obviously decent. Madison had 10. Carry on. I don't know about carry on, man. And then Mike Evans and James Robinson. Julian Edelman had 10. Philip Lindsay is hurt now. Anthony Miller had a good game. And then these other people down here. My man has a defense on his bench. That's interesting to see. But maybe planning for the next week. And as you can see here, Licker Snurf. I doubted him last week. Had a solid 120 to 112. What a close matchup. But as you can see, Stafford did the work, 16.18. And then Kyler Murray had 26.3. So Kyler Murray had outbested Stafford. Chris Carson had 21.6, had 2 TDs. I don't know if I trust Chris Carson. Gurley had a 12.7, getting acclimatized to the area. Devontae Adams, baby. Devontae Adams, man. That guy is just 34.6. Can you put it on the board? Marvin Jones, 7.5. Austin Hooper, 22.5. Stephon Diggs, Colts D, and Zane Gonzalez had 6. So, yeah, you can see it was a pretty close games. Gibson, I don't know. McCaffrey's always going to put up crazy numbers, 27 points. Cooper, I had him last year, is always pretty reliable. And then you had DJ Moore, Zach Ertz, 9.3. AJ Green's, I don't know. He didn't look good. 7.6. Chargers D, Greg Zuerlein. You can look at the benches here. Williams, White, Williams, Cook, Evans, Watkins. I don't know. And then you have Terry McLaurin. Kareem Hunt's going to be good. 10 points last week. And then you have Kirk. Mack got hurt. Justin Jackson. And then Kirk, Lind, Brand, Cousins. And then the last game. Big dumpers, baby. Can you put it on the board for big dumpers? Number 1 in the league with a solid whopping 135.34, man, over F-. F- needs to change his name. That really pisses me off. But yeah, we had big dumpers. Mahomes, 20 points. Josh Jacobs, 33.9. David Johnson with a solid 18. Julio with 20. And then Keelan Allen, Darren Waller, Ronald Jones, 5, 7, 9, respectively. 10 and 10 for his defense and kicker, man. Put up the points. Josh Jacobs, 33.9. Got to be number RB1 after this week, I assume. Deshaun Watson did all right, 20. Derrick Henry did all right, 14. All right for MG, all right for Hill. Adam Thielen with 28 points. I think he might have had 2 TDs last week. And then we have Higbee, Gallup, Bills D with 10, and Justin Tucker. And you can see what we have here with the bench points. John Brown, 16 points on the bench. Even his bench was popping off. And Joe Burrow had 16. And you can see the other guys here, a bunch of Houston guys. And then Debo didn't do that well. Matt Breida on the bench. Robbie Anderson, wow. Cam Newton, baby! Cam Newton with a solid 25.7, man. It's going to be popping off this year, and then Chris Herndon. So that was last week. So as you can see, after last week, the standings look like this. You have after last week, you have the standings like this. Big Dumpers, Team, Liquor Snurf, OBJ, Double Team, My Team, Team Boys on my tip, and then F Modest, Jimmer Neutron, Poor Connection, Get Moss, French Princes of Hilaire, and then Glizzy Dad Gladiators. In our league, if you get the last place, you have to do a weekly punishment. The weekly punishment this week was the guy had to snip a little snip of hair on his eyebrow. I'll see if I can get him to take a picture, but I'll tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is that he didn't really cut much off. You can't really notice anything. So I'm going to put that as a thumbs down for not really completing the weekly punishment. But trust me, if he loses again next week, we are getting him good. We are getting him good. So yeah, you can see what's happening. And then we are going to go to the... Let's see what we can check out for what's going on this week. So I'm a little behind this week on the matchups. So we're going to check out what exactly happened in terms of what's going on this week. So this week, Thursday already happened. It's Friday, so sorry to get it up earlier, but Team Boys on my tip has 25.8 already. Nick Chubb popping off. You see who I got starting? Roethlisberger, Eckler, Juju, T.Y., Hayden Hurst. Crowder's out. I need to change that. Patriots D will not let Russell Wilson score. I promise you that. And Will Lutz still there. Excuse me. Deshaun Watson, trash. Derrick Henry, good, or I guess. MG, I love you last year, but you're trash. Tyreek Hill, trash. Hate KC. Adam Thielen is very good. Higbee. Gallup, Bills D, Justin Tucker. So that's what it's looking like for me. I think I'm going to take another dub this week because I don't lose, ladies and gentlemen. I never lose. I've never lost in fantasy football. Josh Allen, we got what? Glizzy Gattlers, OBJ. So who scored points for them? Who scored? I know T. Boyd scored 16.7 and OBJ scored 15.4, but it's not showing up here for some reason. I don't know why that is, but they got, looks like Allen versus Wentz, Barkley versus Kamara, Connor versus Taylor, Kupp versus Godwin's doubtful. Boyd had, like I said, 16.7. OBJ had 15.4. Hunter versus Smith, Will Fuller, Montgomery, Seahawks D, Ravens, Youngkoku, Robbie Gould. So it's shaping up to be a close matchup. OBJ was in a close one last week, 1-1. We'll see what happens with that. Poor Connection versus Get Moss. Lamar Jackson, Matt Ryan's going to be a battle. Kenyon Drake versus Zeke Elliott. Mostart versus Hines. I got to go Mostart. Robinson versus Evans. Evans should get a lot of targets from Brady this week with Godwin looking doubtful. Paris Campbell. Who in the hell is that? DJ Shark. Evan Ingram. Kelsey's going to destroy. Marquise Brown versus Traquan Smith. Wow. My man's desperate for wide receivers. Saints D versus Cardinals D. Samuel Sutton versus Daniel Carlson. So we'll see how these boys do this week. Why can't I even see the projections, man? ESPN, get with the program. I can't even see the projections. This is for this week, right? Yeah. It's for this week. I can't even see projections. Interesting. Brady, Wilson. Whew. Wilson's not scoring nothing the past this week. Sanders, Cook, Jones, Ingram, Lockett, Hopkins, Landry, Ridley, Andrews, Gizek. Malcolm Brown was hot for people to pick up. My man spent $15 in the waiver wire to pick up Malcolm Brown. That's going to be a bad move come season, mid-season. Julian Edelman's questionable. Niners D, Bucks D, Prater versus Boswell. So double team versus IT. I don't know how that's going to shape up, but it could be a close battle. I'd like to see how everything shapes up after this week. And then we got Big Dumpers versus Liquor Snurf. But he had 26.3 from my man Kareem Hunt. That's a big boost heading into the weekend, Sunday games. But Mahomes over Stafford for sure. Jacobs over Carson for sure. Johnson versus Gurley, maybe. That's going to be a toss-up. Adams and Julio Jones. That's going to... Whoever wins Julio Jones between Davante Adams will win this week's matchup, ladies and gentlemen. I promise you that. And then Keenan Allen, Marvin Jones, you got to go Allen, Waller, Hooper. You got to go Waller. Hooper did what? That is going to be 3.2-ish points, something like that. Ronald Jones, Kareem Hunt, like I said, had like 25. Steelers D versus Chiefs D, Butker versus Lambeau. So I don't know what's gonna look like. I don't know. Maybe dumpers, maybe Snurf. I don't know. Big dumper's looking strong, but you can never go wrong with liquor. Oh, it's liquor Snurf. And then Fresh Princes of Hilaire crying after I whooped him bad last week. He's gonna try and get some revenge against Dang Yang Jimmer Neutron Boy Genius. Oh, I get that. Kyle Murray, Dak, McCaffrey, Hilaire, Gibson, Mixon, Cooper, Metcalf. I think Mixon had what? Mixon had 5 points? Oh, 10.6, okay. Metcalf, Cooper, Green had 4.4. Why would you start AJ Green? He's been looking bad these first 2 games of the year. Sanders, Ertz, Gronkowski, Moore, Sutton, Rams D, Bears D, Greg Zuerlein, Mason, Crosby. I'm going for sure, boy genius, Jimmer Neutron. Fresh Princes of Hilaire. Dude, get a better name. You're not fresh. You're not a prince. But yeah, that's what we got for this week. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how everything shapes up this week. This thing is still saying that this game is going on, and it is currently Friday, 7:40 p.m. This game has been over for about 21 hours now, ladies and gentlemen. 20 hours. I don't know what's wrong with my computer. But one thing I want to show you is our Instagram page that is run by our one and only commish. Hashtag commish. And let's see what commish had for this week's power rankings. So as you can see, he had the number one guy who was 12th preseason jumped to 1. And he beat the guy by 1 point. That was OBJ's team. He beat him by 1 point. And he jumped up that much. Esam is here at 2nd for some reason. Gabe is 3rd. Joey is 4th. Big Dumpers is 4th. The best team in the league, 135, is 4th. What are these rankings? Somebody, Quab Obi said, these are trash. Thomas.Lacombe _ said, the Fox News of power rankings. I agree because these are terrible. Still going to give it a like, but these are terrible. Then you have Millen at 5, Thomas at 6, Matt, who lost only by 1. So the team who beat the guy who lost by 1 is 1 and he's 7. And then you got Commish here at 8 after a lot. But ladies and gentlemen, I am at 10. Ladies and gentlemen. I do not understand how I am at 10 after winning. Do you see who I'm around? I'm around scrubs. I'm around David, Spencer, and Jason. How am I this low? Like, these 2 teams are obviously terrible. But, come on. I won. I should be top 3 at least. So, yeah. It's interesting to see what is going to occur, but we shall see. We shall see for sure after these Sunday games. All I know is one thing. James Conner is not it. He's definitely not it. And as James Conner continues to get injured, Glizzy Gladiators will be doing more and more of the weekly punishments. And trust me, ladies and gentlemen, they will get tougher. I'm not going to let that man off easy. But, yeah, that's our Week 2 update. We shall see you guys very soon after the Week 2 final results.